Video, I want to talk about the exercise training pyramid. Now, in this pyramid, it breaks down the basics, ideas of how to do exercise, how to go about thinking about it, how to program it for yourself. So, in the top paragraph, understanding how to exercise while prioritizing its basic components are important to continue progression while building strength. Okay, so in this pyramid, the main takeaways are to be consistent, track your workouts, continue to make progress. It's all about progression, being consistent, making progression. It doesn't even matter what type of exercise program you do, as long as you're being consistent with it, understanding and tracking your progress to that, and pushing your limits to make further progress. Those are the basic levels of anything that we want you to do in terms of exercise. Now, in the pyramid, we have adherence as our bottom rung, volume, intensity, frequency is our second one, progression, exercise selection, rest period, and then lastly, tempo, okay? Now, in this pyramid, we want adherence to be the number one thing. Now, at the bottom of the pyramid, you need to make sure that whatever you choose to do is what you can stick to, okay? So if you can stick to body weight circuits and do that for a prolonged amount of time where you're tracking your efforts and you're continuing to make progress, fantastic. If you choose to get to the gym and hit the machines or the free weights and you stick to it, you're consistent, you're tracking your workouts, you're making progress, fantastic. As long as we adhere to the exercise, you decide to do cardio and you want to progress to running a 5K or a 10K or all the way up to a marathon. Fantastic, great choice. We want to make sure that we adhere to the training that needs to be done for that. So that is rule number one, adherence. And that's what I'm thinking about whenever I am with a client. I'm asking them, I'm trying to dive into what is their idea, their concept about what exercise needs to be for them that they can sustain it for the long term. As their excitement grows and changes as they develop physically and strength wise, then we can start shifting that to maybe you started off with doing body weight circuits and now you're moving into doing weight training. Now, the next level up, the next thing you should concern yourself is volume, intensity, and frequency. Volume meaning the amount of training that you do. So if you do 10 reps today, we want to do 12 to 13 to 15 reps the next time you come in. Or if you start doing 10 reps with 10 pounds, we want to do 10 reps with 12 pounds. That means that you're increasing the amount of volume of work that you're doing. The intensity, we can increase intensity by doing either more weight to produce more power, or we do it in a shorter time frame to produce more power. So say you did 10 reps over 1 minute, that produces a certain amount of intensity. Say we do those 10 reps in 50 seconds, it's going to be more intense. Or likewise, we go 10 reps at 10 pounds and then we do 10 reps at 15. It's going to increase the intensity, making progress. Then frequency. The more frequent you can get into the gym, the better off your progress is going to be. So we start off at a reasonable amount of exercise that you can commit to and continue with. Then we will start to see really good results from you showing up. And as you again develop throughout your physical development with exercise, your frequency may have gone from 3 times a week to 4 times a week to 5 to maybe every day, and having the periodic day off as a rest and reboot. Progression. This can be in terms of weight, right? We can progress in terms of weight, in terms of getting stronger and lifting more weight. We can progress in terms of reps, and meaning that we can do it in two ways. We can do more reps or we do less reps. Doing less reps means we're working more on strength. Generally 8 to 10 reps is our hypertrophy, our muscle building reps, and above 12 is muscle endurance and stamina, okay? The other way to do it with reps is to do progression with the amount of weight. So we want to progress up in weights as we go. And lastly, the type of exercise. So you could start with basic body weight squats, progress into a goblet squat, progress into doing a basic barbell squat, and continue doing box squats as we go down the line of progression. Now we have exercise selection. That's what I just talked about. This becomes this becomes more important the deeper you go into this. And so when we're selecting exercises, we want to go off progression. All right, so it could be maybe we start with just a basic push-up, then we select into doing dumbbell flies, then we select into doing a bench press, into a decline bench press to get a lot more specific and targeted toward the exercises and the muscle groups that we're trying to uh, work on. Okay, next up we have rest periods. Rest periods for weightlifting are generally going to fall in the range of 30 to 60 seconds for most people. This creates a very efficient workout that prioritizes fat burning a little bit more. If you want to work up to building strength and pure strength, people rest between 3 and 5 minutes per set for pure strength gains. Okay, so it can be a long time in the gym to get a low number of reps, but here's the caveat: we get a lot of volume in terms of the total amount of weight lifted. All right, so if you can say you can lift 100 pounds and you need the 100 pounds you can do for 10 reps, and we can get 185 for a set of one. Now, the more often we do that set of one, we can build up a lot of volume there. And allow the rest periods to allow you to be able to hit multiple sets of one at 185. Okay, and then the tempo. The tempo is the rate at which you move the weight or your body. So it goes into an eccentric phase, a holding phase, a concentric phase. So eccentric is elongated, concentric is pushing. So if you're on a bench press, you're going to start off with an eccentric phase, lowering the bar to your chest, pause for 0 to 1 seconds, and then press up. That's a concentric movement, and in that, so it could be, and then you can rest it after that. But you could do like a 2 seconds, 2 count down as an eccentric movement, so lowering the bar to your chest, and a 1 second concentric motion, so then you are getting more explosive, pressing the bar away from your chest up into the air. So those are different ways to change the tempo, and that becomes the very last, the least important out of everything. Again, adherence, making sure you're doing the exercise, sticking to it, volume, intensity, frequency, getting to the gym, increasing your volume in both the intensity of how much you lift, how many reps you do in the set, progress through the exercise, progress through the strength and the weight lifted. Pick the exercise selection as you get more confident and comfortable at the gym. Then you can exercise and pick better, more specific lifts toward what your goals are. Rest periods will vary between a little bit, like 30 seconds or less for like a circuit, to 2 to 5 minutes for more strength sets, and then the tempo at which you move the bar. So I hope this was helpful and gives you a basic understanding of how you should prioritize your exercise programs for yourself.